Just can't wait till I get to you. Yeah, I'm gonna get like, yeah, like it. Today is the 20. Should be the 26th of April, 2025. It's a Saturday. It's about 9 o'clock, 9:10. Taking this time to video journal because I haven't wrote in my physical journal or spoke to you in a video in a while. Of course, I'm coming to you with a topic or something particular. In the last 2 months, I've broken up with Tamia, but we still been within each other's presence in some capacity. Jawar just came up and visited with his family for Khadijah's birthday, his wife, and also to visit Knowledge, who just was born, my nephew, first nephew, via IM. So we all were in the same space together, Airbnb. Tamia stayed there for like a week and a half when they were there, while we were there, here, etc. And this was after the breakup. So we still on communications, etc. Now, upon breaking up, because it was my decision, I recognized it was going to be difficult. And I had an interaction with fear, but I was brazen and brave enough at that point to be like, it's all right. And that wasn't with the influence of anybody else, because I wasn't talking to anybody, or with the confidence of a replacement or anything like that, because I wasn't speaking to anybody. It just was me being, I guess, really redeemed in my decision. Thinking about what I want. Oh, by the way, I'm 26. I turned 27 in a couple of days, maybe 3 weeks. Well, like 4 weeks. But again, I felt really redeemed in the decision. And that threat that comes with it, I was aware of prior to when we first broke up, or when I first pitched that idea. And the reason we broke up is just because I wasn't happy. Yeah. And not that it's my responsibility, but I don't think she was happy either. But history will have us not change. And I'd say this: if we do get back together, I think the space or the time apart would have helped us, because I think she was able to cultivate and learn some things that she didn't learn or wasn't able to learn in the time we were together, or in the times it was instruction given without demonstration or reprimanding. It's more visceral through the breakup, and she, to me, picked some stuff up throughout this time. Now, whether I'll reap the benefit of that or not, it's not my decision. It isn't. Because, of course, I can beg and plead and get back in, probably. But I'm hesitant to that. Why am I hesitant to that? Because a lot of moving pieces. Right now, I'm alone. So it's not a situation of hesitant because you have opportunity for something else directly or immediately, which I think will be a big belief of many people. I have been speaking to women. But I also haven't, I guess. Like, I've interacted with women. I got a number, and I haven't used the number. One woman in particular I'm thinking about. Because it's not like a... I can't say that. That one woman, though, wasn't really suitable. Based on my judgment. It was just something to do. That's my leg. That's my foot. It looks so much weirder with my foot out than it does without. As if you don't know I'm laying down. I had one person that interests me a lot, but she's not really responsive in the way I would like. And would be, the difference is just not able to interact in person. I don't know if it's, yeah. But the only person I think that may be able to really have me curious is a person that hasn't responded in the best of ways. I really could be qualified, hasn't responded in a certain way. I only want to see people in person pretty much. We've been texting, it's been funny and whatever, cool, but just not aggressive enough. And it's just a part of the life. Because there's other people that I've interacted with that probably had to feel the same way about me in this time. He's interested, he could be qualified, but he's not aggressive enough towards me. That is a woman's perspective. The woman, not a woman, the woman. These women that I may speak to that are not qualified by me, but qualified, I am qualified to them. And that may be the same dichotomy I'm in. She may be qualified to me, but I may not be qualified to her. Having said that, I texted her yesterday. She responded. And then when I asked, like, actually kicking in person, she was, like, quiet. So I think I'm going to stop trying. My pride would really have me have not said anything previously. Because I hit her up, and we were supposed to kick it last Sunday for, like, a brunch or something like that. Nothing weird. I just want to interact with you in person, see if you qualify. If it's a synchronicity. So I think that may be my hesitancy. It was a lie I said earlier. It's probably because I haven't had the time with anybody I really think is qualified. Yeah. Maybe why I'm not running back. I'm scared though. Because throughout this past week with my brother here, us staying in the same space, and even a little before that, it's been more receptivity. It's been more accountability on behalf of Tamia. But it could be manipulation, I guess, and not like a negative, not intentful not intentful manipulation, but just, I guess, I don't know. She could appear accountable and receptive because of desperation. Same desperation that would have me go and beg and plead. No. So, it seemed to be good change in her and recognition in her. But I say this to everybody, so I'll say to you too, that I speak to about this topic. I'm not a pussy guy. It's not like I'm driven by that intently. I'm not sexually confident to that degree, but I kill everything. So it wouldn't be like I'm practicing something that I'm not a practice, but an exhibition based on my perceived prowess. It's just truly about happiness and desire. I didn't have much of a desire to be with Tamia. I didn't have much of a desire to continue to fight, continue to educate, continue to train. And I know it's a forever work. Well, I've heard, I don't know. But I just got exhausted. I guess that paired with other responsibilities that I have as I'm taking more risk and greater risk in my personal life. Our individual space. It made it really difficult to do both. That was one of the reasons I cited to me when we split up. I just wasn't feeling a responsibility at this time. The responsibility of husbandry, care, consideration, nurture. Intent, patience. But yeah, all that kind of diminished. I removed some of my happiness because if I'm a responsible person, every other time or moment of the day, I should have a release, a relaxation period. They say a man should never live on the edge. But if a great man is never vulnerable and never permitted to based on his greatness, is not that the edge of life? Responsibility is a heavy weight. I want you to try to do 30 squats in a row. 225. And it's gonna be hard. You probably could do 20. I could do 20. I'm a little certain. I didn't say I'm certain. I probably do like 15 certain. I don't know, I probably do 20. But that 30 is a whole nother beast. Just the weight of it all, it catches up. Every squat, every, instance, you're showing a parallel of weight down, of responsibility on you. Compounds it, makes it harder and harder and harder. You have a fatigue, responsibility fatigue, decision fatigue, patience. All that stuff atrophies. And I think I just got totally worn out. So the Bible says man should not be alone. So the Bible says man should not be alone. But I'm completely alone right now. Today, right now, I have nothing on my agenda, which is odd for a Saturday. I usually have a Saturday that's filled up. But I just feel so detached. It's interesting. I think a lot of motivation that we have is sourced from the community that we perceive. That's why the Bible probably says man should not be alone. And I haven't read the Bible yet, but I plan to. That's why the Bible says man should not be alone. Because without that community, without that accountability, responsibility, what reason do you have not to degrade? What reason do you have to be better? What reason do you have to strive? Because it's not pleasurable. So it's something else that pushes that. And it's the community. It's the adherence. It's the adherence. It's the perception of others. Born alone, but you don't die alone. You say that a lot, though. I say that sometimes. Born alone, die alone. Born alone, but you do not die alone. I still live with my grandma. I do own 4 houses, though. 3 houses are pretty much are ready, livable. The last house I just bought maybe 3 weeks ago, Glenmore. We did a demo this past week. Paid them for it. In today's money, paid them $5,000 to demo Glenmore. And that's taking all the plaster out, ceilings out, steps out, kitchen out, appliances, walls. But I'm still living with my grandmother. Getting back on it, I guess the space of dating would have me change that probably. There's a lot of expenses with dating. Because you have to be a certain person. And I won't say I have dated anybody to this point. Since that breakup. Communication. But nothing really. Explicit or becoming a relationship. No courting. No dating, no courting. I haven't sat down with one person in a planned manner and really got to know them, which is the dating thing. I made up my mind, now I want you. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. But yeah, I'm scared. The fear that I previously interacted with when I broke up with Tamia, it's come back. And it is larger. As I wasn't able to just step past it or justify. Probably based on the interactions that we've had that showed some type of semblance of change. Also bolstered by interactions I've had with other women. None of them outstanding. None of them really negative, but nothing outstanding. Bolstered by fatigue, doing certain things and habits and behaviors, taking care of myself, with somebody that was passed on to Tamia previously. I've been ordering out every day for the most part. It is cheaper to keep her. If the person is dutiful. But I think that's enough on the relationships. Or that relationship. I think I've expressed everything that was really pertinent. Thing is, like I said, I'm scared. Letting go, comes with the potential for it not to return. Letting go comes with the potential of letting go. Have I ever disliked Tamia? Yes. Do I still love Tamia? Yes. And I think that love is always going to create a space for a audition for interest. So it's going to create a space of appreciation. So I think she went on a date the other day too. I think she wanted me to know that. She texted me about getting back in some of my car or some shit like that. But she said it wasn't for me. It was meant to be sent to somebody else. And then shortly after, she said she don't want to talk to me she don't want to interact. So that's the part of that fear too. Willful or decisive separation on her behalf, which wasn't the position of her in this situation to this point. So all those things collectively create a space of fear that I haven't interacted with on the first shot. But I interacted with it most the first day. It's been 3 days, I think. And I've moved on a little bit, reckoned, and released, because you can only control what You can only control nothing. So just release. Just having release, taking release, accepting. As you guys private side, you can see the future first. Feels like a past life. That would be business niggas drinking. I'm gonna buy a job. I'm good. So, in other news, I had a conversation with Jawar when he was here, and there was a word I wanted to share with you. Because Jawar, in his relationship, thought he didn't have much leverage because the woman he's with does have some means, isn't financially dependent on him, is a sharp person, may not require strong leadership from others because she is driven, or because, not even driven, because she is organized. So he thought he didn't have any leverage, so he was submitting of some sort. And the word is, your leverage is your life. I want you to understand that you being born, being created, being manifested, being brought to this realm, as we are all spirits. That is my awareness. We are all spirits. Of course, encapsulating our given mechanism to these bodies. But we are all spirits, primarily. And having stated that, it's really difficult to be born of a physical shell or husk or human. Pacing. We already know it's a swimming competition as sperm. But then it's actually a selectiveness. I don't know that process, but for you to actually animate this shell that we have, stated all that, it's really, again, difficult to be born. You're special. And that's your life. That life that you received, this opportunity that you have, makes you special. You don't have to contact so much these physical manifestations or other things out in the world, which really are just things, not important. Nothing on this earth is important outside of spiritual connection, person to person, interpersonal relationship. You know, even some shit like your will, which is of your mind, may not go with you when you part. It could, but it may not. I'm not so certain if will is spiritual or mental. I feel like it's a little bit of both. But you are a spirit, or at least a piece of a spirit. Having said that, none of this matters. Not the money, not the riches, not the courage, not the pride, not the perception, not the esteem, none of that stuff matters. Because you'll leave here and none of that will go with you. Because that's not really who you are. I never loved you. I love you, baby. That is why we should not focus on these things and these characteristics and these measures upon deeming your worth. As long as you're contributing in some way in a positive direction. And what is positivity? It's just a charge of energy, which energy is spiritual. Contribute to others positively. And that is enough. This world is for experiences. And you have opportunity for experiences every day. Most of us get stuck in the same experiences because it's familiar, it's safe, but your life is for experiences. Experience something. Experience yourself, experience the world. And that opportunity for experiences that you still have is your leverage, is the divinity, is the wonder. Not based on a role, archetype. So I say this to you and to you. Your leverage, your value, your worth is in having a life, is in being born. So make things born. I should eat. I should order. I should order food before I start this video. Because Lord knows I'm not going to cook. I should write too. I haven't written as much. I gotta get some tenants in my places. Rats is, to me, it's living in grass, but I'm not getting any money for that. And the first unit is unoccupied. So I've been paying the $2,000 mortgage just out of my pocket. Been bleeding me since November, I think. So I gotta get to that, fix that. Bleeding me. I'm at 158 pounds, 25% body fat, 20 to 25%. I'm always around that. Definitely not 23 to 25% body fat. I think that's all you need from me today. You don't need anything from me. That's all I want. That's the last thing I'll speak about. Speaking desire. If I never speak to that person I was talking about again that may be qualified, I'm comfortable with that because I was vulnerable enough to speak to my desires. A couple times. Even past my pride. I didn't want to reach out to this person again after we didn't connect as we planned to all of last week for the weekend. But I still did because I had a desire and it was a strong desire to meet this young lady or to connect with her in person. I could have let my pride overwhelm my desire, feeling too cool to reach out again after being, I guess, ignored. But I didn't. I reached out again and I was ignored again when that question came up about interacting in person. But I did let it be known what I wanted. Speak from desire. That allows you to get through and past any feelings of regret, any feelings of cowardice. Because it's a lot of courage to say, this is what I want. Not what you want, this is what I want. And being vulnerable in that. Because it is a vulnerability coming with expressing desire unfiltered. That is selfish. That doesn't serve other people. Or is not crooks in that way. Because we always contact things like, I want to do this for you, to appear that it doesn't impact us. But I'm into now having the courage to just be vulnerable. And I've always been a vulnerable person in that regard, but I'm just sticking to it more than ever now. To state, hey, listen, I want to do something, and I want to do it for me. And you have opportunity to deny me that. And let's see what it's going to be. I text her, I think directly, I would love to get to know you and feel your energy in person. What is your time like this weekend? To that, I have not received a response. I will probably delete the thread this morning because I don't, I feel like I know I have expressed myself. It's not even a feeling. That's the difference. It's no assumption. It's no assumption that the message was received. I know the message was received and it wasn't reciprocated. Whether it was or wasn't, I will be comfortable because, again, I spoke my desire. I was clear in my intention and my want. So it's nothing to assume. It's nothing to figure. It's easily readable, digestible. So that's another message. Speak from desire. Take the risk, take the chance. Acknowledge what you want and make it known. And that comes with, like I said, a level of vulnerability. But it also releases you from any regret or potential of regret. Because you tried, because you had courage enough to try. This world favors the courageous. So be courageous. Take a chance. Take a risk. Speak up. So yes, I'm scared. So yes, your leverage is your life. So yes, speak from desire. A street called Desire. I lived there. So, and those are my 3 things for today. Willfully nervous and scared. Your leverage is your life. Speak from desire. They all interact a little bit with fear. And all are conquered by courage. Last book I read was called Courage to Be Happy. All right, I'll let you go now.